You're tired of getting every single Facebook ad rejected, all of your Facebook ad accounts keep getting banned or suspended randomly, almost seemingly for no reason, and every single new ad account you make gets instantly suspended too as soon as you create a new campaign. So I want to quickly make a real raw and useful video for you guys based on my experience. I just got a huge ad account with multi six figures of spend on it banned around 2 weeks ago, and I've not even been able to get it back yet, but I've managed to get another account in the last week or so, and I've been actively using it and everything seems to be going well so far. So I'm going to be telling you everything I've done to get a brand new ad account functioning when it seemed like all hope was lost. So if you keep getting random ad rejections, you keep getting all your accounts suspended, you're sick of buying ad accounts which then get banned, this is going to be helpful for you. So this is going to be for people who either use a brand new ad account or using your personal account. You're starting from zero or you're starting again on an account which hasn't been suspended yet. So let's start. So first of all, the best thing is to use a personal profile. I don't really agree with buying accounts. I may have allegedly bought an account perhaps in the past and it may have been banned automatically and I may have lost money with that, which is why I don't recommend it. But I use my personal Facebook account. The reason I use my personal Facebook account is obviously I own the account. It's a very dated account, so I made it like probably 15 or 16 years ago. I made it when I was like 10 or 11, right? It's like my account. And because of that, it's got a lot of data on the account. I've used it actively on Facebook. I've like posted on it. It's a personal account which is clearly real and it belongs to someone and it's clearly me. I've verified my ID on it. You know, it's my account. So that's also the main first step. So use a dated Facebook profile if possible, specifically your profile if you can, if you have access to your account, if it's not banned. And you want to make sure that the business manager on that Facebook account which you've created is verified with an ID. So with ID verification, it's going to increase your trust score or trust level 2 because they know you're a real person. They're adding that face to the account, and if you have like a profile picture on your actual Facebook profile too, when you verify your ID, they can clearly see that's you, especially if it's an up-to-date avatar as well. And also turn on two-factor authentication so nobody hacks you for a start, and also that for some reason increases your trust level 2. Then when you've done that, you want to connect a verified domain to the account. So the domain would be your website address like www.myshopifystore.com. Connect that to your business manager. So for now, we've got our own personal profile, which is dated hopefully, so like a few years old, and we've actually been using it. There's some social media activity on it. We have like an up-to-date avatar. We have verification on that account's business manager. So we verified our passport or driver's license, and we have two-factor authentication on as well. And then we also have a connected verified domain. So those are the first 3 or 4 steps. They're really crucial. So that's going to build up some account trust. Okay, because we've not got to the spending yet, we've not built up any credit on the account, but now we're having some trust on the account in general. When you also create a business manager, you need to get the business manager verified as well. So as well as having your ID, you need to fill out all the business info on that. So that's going to include things like your business name, your address, which hopefully would be a business address, but if you're doing it personally, sometimes it has to be a personal address. It's got to be a real one, unfortunately. And then also, once you filled out all the information, you verified your ID, you've got the whole business actually verified, then you want to link a Facebook page or an Instagram page or account pages to that ad account. So when you're advertising, for an example, when you create a new campaign, you can advertise on Instagram without actually linking a page. But the problem with that is you can't like monitor the comments and you can't moderate the comments. It's always best to create an Instagram account and link that too. And with Facebook advertising, you need a page anyway. So link a page, link an Instagram account and that account on Instagram so you can advertise through Instagram properly. But on that Facebook page and on that Instagram account, you want to do some organic posts, okay? Actually engage with it, make it look legitimate. You need real engagement so Facebook actually think you're a real person, you're not a bot. So that's going to build up some trust. I'd recommend posting like 3 to 5 pieces of organic content on them. You can do that per day if you want to actually be active, but I'd recommend literally just posting on them in general. That'll just show that someone's actually had some activity on the account. And then as we move on to the ad account itself, when we're going to start to advertise, don't jump into sales campaigns from the get-go, because what I found is when I'm on a new account, if I either spend a high budget or I jump straight into a sales campaign, it'll just automatically suspend or ban the account, because sales campaigns for some reason seem to be quite high risk. So Facebook considers quite low risk campaigns to be, for an example, engagement campaigns. So what I'd recommend is start with a traffic campaign or an engagement campaign, which is just basically to build awareness and just get some social activity. Start with those because those are low risk campaigns, okay? Meta don't really think there's any risk to you running these campaigns, like you just literally getting views on a page, for an example. So run a traffic campaign or an engagement campaign. You can get like followers on your Instagram page. I just ran like an Instagram profile visit campaign through the ad manager just so people like viewed my Instagram. Something like that. That's low risk. Run that for like 3 to 7 days, at least 1 week or half a week. But a week's better. And you can run that at like $5 or $10 a day, like a really low spend. You don't need to waste a bunch of money, but you will need to spend a little bit to build up a little bit of credit on the account. But the crucial part is so you don't trigger that automatic system, you only want to post like 1 to 2 ads maximum in that campaign. So I think I managed to post like 3, like maximum. I only tested with 3. I posted 3 ads in one ad set in that Instagram campaign. And I just posted it and that didn't flag the system, okay? That's a safe campaign to start. You want to just show Facebook that you're actually spending. You're not doing any high risk activity. Your account's verified and you're just spending. You're building up a bit of credit, a bit of account history, and then they're going to give you a little bit of leverage from that and they're going to start to trust you, right? So that's what you need to do. Then you want to gradually increase the spend, or what you can do is after that week, let's say 5 to 7 days of running that campaign, you can introduce a sales campaign slowly, okay? But you need to be careful with this because your account's still not got high trust on it, so you can still get suspended. There's just low risk. So introduce it after 5 to 7 days. You want to start it at a really low budget, $10 to $20 a day for this first sale campaign, and you want to have a low number of ads and a low number of ad sets. So ads and ad set volume, keep it really low. Maybe 1 ad set, maybe like 1 ad. We're just creating the campaign and just putting a bit of spend on it, okay? That's all we're doing. 1 ad set, 1 ad to begin. Don't flag the system. That's what we're aiming to do. Because the whole thing, think of Facebook system, nobody talks about this. It's kind of like a credit system, right? With credit cards and credit card companies. They're obviously checking your credit anyway, but it's like a credit system. You need to get a spend, you need to get history on your account, you need to be trustworthy, and they're going to check it, okay? They've got a whole system for it. So nobody talks about this, so I wanted to make sure I do a video on it so you guys understand that. So you can also consider other low risk campaigns too during this time. You can do these on the side to build credibility and credit spend history on the account, vice versa. So you can do more of those engagement and traffic campaigns on the side, just so you're spending a bit and you're increasing your spend on the account in a low risk way, okay? That's what I found to work the best. So as what we do in general with e-commerce, I always avoid high risk niches, even when my account's like really dated. That main account that got banned, that's because it got targeted. I'm pretty sure an insider took that account down, which is why I had to start from zero, which is why I had to do all this stuff and why this video is going to be really useful to you. But on that original account, even though it was originally at one point trusted and had like multi 6 figures of spend on it, it was like a top account. Any ad I posted at one point just never got flagged, never got rejected. I even had like a Facebook private like Meta Pro agent to help give me support, which I eventually lost when the account got suspended one time, and then I stopped spending so much, and then obviously they don't give you that kind of attention. But basically I probably could have done high risk niches on that account, but I chose not to. If you have like a really trusted account, you've spent tons on it, and it's like a high credit and high trust, you know, the whole thing with Facebook system, you can get away with posting that. That's why like certain brands post that stuff. They either have like a really good account, like I did once, or they have an agency account with high trust on the agency account. But for most of us, we shouldn't be selling high risk niches. So if you want to know what those are, for an example, that would be like beauty and skincare, weight loss, supplements, get rich quick, anything to do with like risky finance or crypto, stuff like that. Avoid all those niches, which for the most part we're not really doing with dropshipping anyway. Beauty and skincare, weight loss, supplements, they're all great niches, but you can do them with e-com and dropshipping, but just avoid them. You can always do those kind of things on TikTok. It's a lot easier anyway. And with the campaigns, we want to minimize any edits we make to these campaigns, right? So don't keep editing the campaign because you're resetting the campaign anyway, which we don't like to do when it's learning. But since we're not really actually testing at this point, we're just trying to build up our account. Don't edit it because that's going to trigger Facebook's automatic system. We don't want to trigger it. It's temperamental, right? Keep to a low frequency of any new ads or campaigns we're making at this point. Don't post a whole bunch of ads or campaigns in a very short time period, because that's how I've got accounts suspended in the past. Like when I had that really great account, I could post like 50 ads per campaign, and I would literally just post multiple of those campaigns every day until I got suspended. And I don't think it was the bulk actions I was doing that triggered my suspension. I think it was like that I was targeted, but you just don't want to risk it, especially when you're on a new account. Don't do anything which makes it look like you're you're a bot or doing something shady, okay? So keep the ads and campaigns you post into a minimum until it's been a few weeks of building up the account. Don't ask me why this is. Facebook's AI system is just terrible, and their support agents are so bad that you don't want to risk getting automatically banned, because they won't manually unban you anyway, because they don't care about you, right? Even if you spent like a few $100 on the account, they still don't really care about you. So next up, the biggest culprit for most account suspensions, mostly for you guys, are going to be payment methods. Most of you guys, like I did when I started out, I didn't used to use a credit card. I started off with a debit card because I didn't have one. I was a beginner. I was trying to make some money. The problem with that is either using a debit card where your bank will block transactions if you make lots of them, or using a credit card or debit card with like no balance. Basically, you're trying to borrow money, which I don't recommend either. You're going to run into a problem where Facebook will fail to make payments, and when you make a new account, the threshold before it charges you is going to be really low, sometimes like $5. They're going to charge you every $5 you spend, so when your budget goes up, you're going to be spending like hundreds of transactions every day on your card. A normal debit card or bank is just going to flag that and just block the payments. As soon as you get a payment blocked, your account's going to get automatically suspended by Facebook. They don't give you many chances. Sometimes on the first payment decline, they'll just ban your whole account. As well as this, even if you get your account back, your daily spend limit will just drop drastically. Like you could be on like $500 a day that you can spend on the ad account, and then it goes all the way back to like $50 or below, which is just really depressing, especially when you're just trying to get your foot in the door and you're starting out and you're just making headway, right? So I'd recommend use a card where you don't think it will get declined. There's certain banks that are less temperamental and less risk. I know it's kind of weird, but certain banks, they have annoying anti-fraud measures, right? Because if it's you using the account, you're not doing anything wrong, but they'll think that it's someone else, and they like might block your own payments, and it's just so annoying. I have multiple bank accounts, and some of them are just a little bit more lenient and less annoying, so I will just use that card. That's sometimes what you've just got to do until you actually manage to get a credit card. I'm not going to give you any advice on a credit card. I would not recommend getting one until it's the right time to do so. You can always watch videos on that and educate yourself. Don't ask me about that. I can't give advice, but until you can get a credit card or you have one, you just got to use a reliable debit card and just build the account up, because as soon as you start making these failed payments, it will affect your Facebook account score even if you get the account back, and then you'll have to build it up again and it'll still be on the history. It's so annoying. So make sure you use a consistent payment method so it doesn't block your account. It'll mess up your daily spend, it'll suspend your account, it'll ruin your account credit, and it's just generally so annoying. Next up, read Facebook ad policies. Now we all know Facebook ad policies is just so annoying. To be honest, even if you read them and you follow them, the Facebook AI bot or whatever automatically triggers the system, it will still suspend you and ban you anyway. Even sometimes you post ads which are totally legit, you haven't broken any rules, and they'll still ban you. So it's not like a surefire thing that even if you follow the rules, you won't get banned, because for the most part you always will anyway. So it's just really frustrating. But at least follow the rules and just make sure you're not intentionally breaking any rules or intentionally not following the terms of service, because you don't want to like get your account suspended from something you actually did. But most of the time it's just having common sense. Like they don't have any strange rules. It's just like, don't market anything shady, don't break any rules, don't post anything obscene, and for the most part, like, don't use any sham marketing or guerrilla marketing tactics, and for the most time you're just gonna skirt by and just everything will be okay. But they will just give you random bans anyway, and you've just got to bite the bullet. So how long is this method going to take to build up an ad account? Well, there is actually a thing so-called warming up an ad account, and nobody talks about this. To be honest, no videos on YouTube are actually in depth on this topic. They're all bad. All the gurus' videos, nobody actually tells you decent advice like this. This is from my experience how I built up an account. They just tell you, oh, buy an account from a verified seller off my Discord. No, this is how you build up your own account. This is the best way. This is like the best long-term way, right? Until you like get to a point where you want to hire like an agency or a media buyer, like this is the best way. Warm-up time, 2 to 3 weeks minimum, maybe even up to a month, like 3 to 4 weeks of low-risk activity to build up that account trust, doing all the things to a T what I've said. Slowly ramp up the spend, keep the frequency of posting things like ads and ad sets and campaigns to a minimum, and slowly just build up an account history and account credit on the account and build up that score. The score is actually invisible, you'll never see it, Meta won't share it with you, but basically think about this. It's like a combination of successful payments done, like successful transactions, so payments you've made to Facebook which haven't been declined or rejected, successful payments, following the rules, not getting ads rejected, not getting account suspensions, and just building trust by like verifying yourself. and then having social media history to show there's real activity on your account, and like having two-factor and stuff like that. So just do everything as video, do it for multiple weeks or months, keep activity low, and use like low risk campaigns and stuff, and eventually you'll build up your account and you'll get to a point where like no ads are getting rejected because you've done it the long method, you've done it the right way. Even though it took some time and it was annoying and you felt like you were behind, you've built up a good quality account. And now I'm testing products where the system doesn't actually reject the ads, the account doesn't get random suspensions, and Facebook's actually trusting you to get started. And then the last thing I would say is you lead on to this, if you get like a successful starting point and you can start running ads properly for e-commerce, for sales campaigns, the ones that we actually want to run, make sure the products you test in are low risk. When you're doing product research, you don't know what you're actually testing, you just see that a store's selling something really good. Make sure it doesn't have like a branded logo on it, make sure it's not something shady. Just try and like maybe do a reverse image search on Google Images and just try and find what the product actually is before you test it, because you might test something which you don't know actually is maybe a product from a different brand or store or a different ad, and you just had no clue, and then you might get an account ban or your suspension just because Facebook realizes like the product isn't yours or something. I would recommend just do some due diligence and research, right? And that's all my tips. So hopefully this video will help you build up your Facebook account, get an operational ad account with no problems whatsoever, and start advertising and making some big money. And if you do it the slow way, you're probably going to miss Q4 because it's nearly Black Friday, but you'll thank me later because you'll make some money for Christmas, and you'll make some money next year, and you'll make a whole lot of money, and you'll be thankful that you clicked like on this video right now, and you subscribed, and you clicked on the link down below to join the school community because it's only $1 right now. There's a case study in there where I show you my winning product. You can test it, maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't, but I'll show you how I actually made a whole bunch of money with that product. So join. Why am I doing this? I want subscribers. The price will be like $50 later. You can also check out my Instagram down below. See you soon.